It's time. Now here's your host, Dr. Cheryl Shire.
Hello and welcome to your prescription for health and wealth. I'm Dr. Cheryl, and we certainly have been going through a lot of challenges in the last, this whole year basically. But I have a very interesting and innovative and inspiring guest, Robert Cornish. Robert basically has become virtually great himself, and truly a great, however, because you get support from others. And I'm right on that page myself, because if we didn't have support from others, we wouldn't be where we are. Robert achieved greatness as a race car driver by himself. And that's what race car drivers do. As early adapter, he discovered the coaching profession. And it was basically, I think, your purpose and passion from what I'm, gotten to know you. So he coaches to inspire greatness in others, which is, he coached for championship winning race car drivers, as well as business leaders and executives who can achieve consistently higher business outcomes, particularly from their teams. So about 25 plus years ago of coaching, his evolution, innovation, and mastery, he built a deep understanding of the role of optimism and trust, which plays in achieving greatness in any endeavor. Robert has been dedicated to energizing business success. And he isn't a published author. He has many credentials, but this last book that he has written is Optimism and Trust. And it's a handbook to survive and thrive through COVID-19 and beyond. Welcome. Wow. Welcome, Robert. So, please tell us a little bit about where you're from and your beginnings in life that got you to this point.
I'm really pleased to be here with you, Cheryl, and have the opportunity to tell my story and maybe raise awareness on how important it is to be optimistic and trusting in our lives, particularly in our situation today in the world.
Yes.
But in my own life, well, first of all, I've experienced the extremes of both pessimism and optimism in my life. On the pessimistic side, my mom passed away when I was two years old, and my dad kept me with him as much as he could, but I was placed in other people's homes and so forth. And along the way, I started to stutter. From that stuttering place, I was continually being made fun of and teased and even physically hit. So I was constantly pessimistic about, is this safe to be around this person?
And children can be very cruel,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, and I dealt with that stuttering for basically the first half of my life. Mm-hmm. And so that's beyond me now. And actually, I got in touch with probably the greatest stuttering therapist that ever has lived. And he operated from a place of love.
Well, congratulations for mastering that.
Yeah. And so he was a great influencer on my life as well. And so my racing background, you can't be fast on the racetrack, or you can't drive the car as fast as the car can go on a racetrack without being totally trusting both your car and yourself and the other drivers around you, that they're going to not do stupid things.
Yeah, oh boy.
Which does occur, but you can't be thinking about what might go wrong. You're always thinking about what's coming up next. Where do I have to be on the track to be as fast as the car can possibly go?
And boy, talk about being in the here now, and
yes,
amped up how many times, you know?
Yes, you are on the racetrack. You are entirely present in the moment. There's no other thoughts about, oh, I just did that wrong, or what am I going to do for dinner tonight? Those thoughts don't come into your head while you're on the racetrack. So I have that experience embedded in me at a deep level. And so that's kind of in the background all the time for me. But what changed my life was I met a woman in San Francisco in the park, and my fiance at the time had recently split up with me, so I just was there, and I went and introduced myself to this woman, and she was Laura Whitworth, who was the co-founder of the Coaches Training Institute.
Oh,
back when they first started. She had a little paper brochure.
Synchronicities. That was wonderful synchronicity.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I did their training, and the whole concept of the coactive model of coaching is you don't tell your clients what to do. You ask them questions and engage them in what they intend to do. And it's the question that inspires their action at a higher level. So that changed my whole perspective on coaching of the race car drivers, which I was doing at the time. And what's interesting with the race car drivers is it's only the ones who really had an intention to win that hired me as a coach. And that's because race car drivers as a personality profile, we are very low in deference. We don't defer to others for our success. We look to ourselves, except for the great ones. They defer.
Yeah.
So that's what I do in the world now. Particularly I enjoy working with small business owners and their teams. Mm-hmm. And the success factor in racing is to be optimistic that, hey, I can win, and to be so present in the moment and focus on what needs to happen. That is true in everything.
Oh, absolutely. I think that is a key to everyone's success.
Yes.
You know? I mean, if you feel insecure, it's going to surface, you know, in blocking our success. So, yeah.
And that's the beauty of the interrelationships that we have with friends and relatives, and in a business with employees and others that are involved with the business. If you as the business leader are just telling your people what to do, they never get inspired to be creative because they're being told what to do all the time.
Yeah.
And they are inherently pessimistic as a result of that. And this is something else that I've just learned recently from neuroscience and how our brains work, is that and I learned this from Judith Glaser, who wrote Conversational Intelligence. And she described that anytime that there's telling, selling, or yelling, you are engaging the limbic brain.
Yeah.
where there is no creative thinking possible.
Which is like the dinosaur brain.
It's the dinosaur brain.
Primal brain. Yes.
Yep. Yep. And so being aware of that is essential. So the only way that you can engage the executive brain is by asking value finding kinds of questions and generating optimism about what you'd like to occur or what is occurring that's good.
Right.
And that comes out in a conversation with other people. If people come up and say, hey, what's wrong with you? That's going to block your creativity.
Oh, absolutely.
Because right back to your limbic brain.
Well, and I learned too that when you approach somebody with you, that also puts up a block.
Yes. Yes.
So, oh my goodness. So is there anyone in your life or that in your business that you don't completely trust?
Oh, that's a great question. And
yes, thank you.
Yeah, in terms of the people that I know and work with and or are friends with and so forth. No, there's trust there with everybody in that regard. And particularly with my clients, I can't be an effective coach by telling. I need to be engaged with and asking those value finding questions and having my clients give me the answers of what they intend to do. When they do that, they're more likely to do it, as opposed to me telling them, well, I think you should do this.
Right. Now, if you have a client that is kind of stubborn on that, do you keep asking questions to try to open up their mind?
Yes. And the simple way to do that is say something like, well, that's interesting what you just said. How is that useful for you?
Oh, there, yeah. Just keep opening and opening and opening the dialogue and the thinking process.
Right. Yeah. And that's the essence of it is to get people to come from here instead of here.
Right. So another question is, what do you think the cost in quality, time, and profits from this distrust?
Oh, it's huge. So a high-performing team or business produces 3 to 5 times what a low-performing team produces. So 300 to 500% more effectiveness, more outcome performance from your team if you operate from that high level of what's working and that kind of connection with your people.
Well,
it's no small thing.
No, I think that it's extremely important to, and I'm sure that you established that trust initially anyway, and then with your expertise, you can basically ferret out where maybe they do have a little distrust or negative or pessimistic points in their life,
Yeah. It's interesting. I did training with the authors of the book Tribal Leadership, who earlier in their lives, they were consultants working with businesses to have greater, more effective strategies.
Yes.
And they were failing right and left in what they were doing. So they decided they better start to study about business cultures. And they did that for 10 years. And they identified 5 stages of culture. The first stage is life sucks for everybody. That's people in prison.
Oh God. Yes.
Stage 2 is life sucks here, but not for everybody. Okay. Stage 3 is I'm great and you're not. That's the stage of culture for most businesses and organizations in the world. Is the leader because I'm great, I'm the boss, you do what I tell you and everything will work out. That's stage 3. Stage 4 is we're great. Now all of a sudden that culture is operating on we are doing this together, and we're engaging one another and supporting each other's success in delivering the outcome that we are intending to do. And then the last stage is we're great and we're changing the world.
Yes. Oh my goodness. We need more of that right now more than ever.
Yes, we do.
So what's the potential creativity, productivity, and profit gain?
Well, when you move from stage 3 to stage 4, you're producing 3 to 5 times what you can do as a stage 3 culture.
Yeah.
It's 300 to 500% more.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. And it's not hard to do, but it takes intention and it takes commitment to it.
Right. And practice too,
And
for
practice, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is an essential mindset, is to be always looking for what's right here, what's useful about this. Even something that's bad that takes place, you can say, oh, what can I learn from this that'll make that I can improve on?
Amen for that on all levels in your life.
Yes.
Now, if we can integrate that on all levels, then, we're fully experiencing humanity.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So when you started writing your book, and I know because I'm also an author, it takes a lot of discipline to do all that writing.
Yeah.
But then maybe, did Terry help you with that? Terry is Robert's wife, and I've known Terry for 21 years. Yeah, 21 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Terry helped me quite a bit. She's like a master editor. So a lot of the way my book turned out is because she helped make
Well,
me.
we all need help with that, especially in the editing process.
Yeah.
Because that can be grueling at times, or transformational is the word I should use, actually.
Yeah. But I wanted to write a book that would be short, and so then you could just pick up and go, oh, I need a reminder.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And we all need reminders, especially with all the disinformation that goes on in the media out there today.
Yes.
I don't even watch mainstream media newscasting at all, and I haven't for a long time because it goes into your subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And
I'm totally with you on the mainstream media news.
I'll read the main master keys of what's going on, but it's like I don't need, it's the same old so I don't wish to engage in it, because we do have to constantly keep that positive. And how do you keep your positive outlook all the time?
Well, it's kind of embedded in my in my psyche now. I've been focused on it for so long. But I must say, I've been drawn to the news. Things that I watch on TV are things that I enjoy watching that are positive, and those kind of things. And I definitely, as much as possible, stay away from news.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So, goodness, I think your book launched in August. Was it August?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry, go ahead.
I say it's available on Amazon. You just search Optimism and Trust. It'll come up. It's only 99 cents.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I want people to buy it so that they have it. And it's you can read it in less than an hour. So it gives you everything that you need to know to build optimism and trust in your life for yourself.
Yeah. My father gave me a book before he passed away about the power of thinking big.
Yeah.
And I read that at least 13 times.
Yeah. Well, Think and Grow Rich is the classic.
Yes.
By Napoleon Hill.
Yep. Same idea.
Yeah. I'm actually reading Think and Grow Rich right now myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like a Bible of being successful.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, goodness. So is there anything else that you would like to share about this?
No, other than if you're out and about in the world and you have a conversation with somebody, ask them what's working. Ask them what are they grateful for. Those kind of questions. Any kind of a value finding question is going to raise their energy and your energy in the process. And when your energy is raised, your creative thinking is turned on, and life is good.
Yes, that's wonderful advice.
What comes to mind is the essence of being on the racetrack is being present in the moment. And
But Eckhart Tolle, he definitely has his, be in the present, be in the moment.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, if there's anything else that you want to talk about, then please, now is your time. And we will have all of Robert's contact information and regarding his book and how, his coaching communication.
Actually, that is something I can add, is that I'm moving away from the one-on-one coaching and more towards masterminding. And I'm naming my mastermind groups the How Can I, in quotes, mastermind.
Oh.
And that how can I question is the activating question for your executive brain. Because the how can I, and how can I have a great day today? How can I build a great business? How can I
be happy?
Be happy, exactly.
And so what are you calling it?
I'm calling it How Can I?
Okay.
And it's how can I ... question mark.
Yep.
A mastermind is by definition other people contributing to the question, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's what a working team is as well. So, it's really interesting how our lives unfold and how we handle it. And thank you so much for sharing, Robert. This is such good value for the listeners and the viewers. And like I said, we'll have all your information, contact information, etc. Thank you.
I'm so appreciative for the opportunity to be here with you.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. We encourage you to apply the information you've learned with our wise guest to make your life better and make good changes. We appreciate you more than you know for being a part of our podcast. When you are moved or motivated, please let us know how the show influenced your life. Until next time, feel healthy and happy in your wealth, no matter where you are in your life.